Hey, this is Robert Jackson, and this is probably going to be another off-camera interview. Kind of going back to how I used to start these. So, thank you so much for tuning in, anyways. And yeah, this is just going to be two disembodied icons just talking throughout this episode. But regardless, yeah, I have my special guest with me today. We have Aaron Moy, who is also a voiceover artist, and you might be able to learn a little bit more about him as we go along. So thank you so much, Aaron. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well, pretty well. Yeah, just kind of spur spontaneous, just be like off camera, I should say. But hey, we're making it happen.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't really prepare for an on-camera setup, but I'm more than down to answer any questions you have.
Yeah, of course. So I guess to start this off, tell us how your 2025 is going so far.
2025 is good. I think that, this is every year that passes, I sort of take more steps in my voiceover journey, and we made quite a bit of progress this year. Um, Doing a lot more things locally in studio. And I also went to VO Atlanta a couple of months ago. And that was really sort of, I won't call it a life-changing experience, but it was a very productive experience. I learned a lot more about VO than I ever thought I could. And I got to meet a lot of really cool people. So it was a really great time.
Yeah, I should probably start going to one of those one of these days.
Yeah, I mean it's it ain't cheap. So whenever you can, whenever it becomes available to you. I know it wasn't for me last year or the year before, but I finally managed to save up enough to take the flight out and go. And it also helped. I split a hotel room with one other voice actor that I know, so it worked out. But it's kind of expensive, not gonna lie.
Yeah, that's the that's the thing. Yeah, like I said, someday. So, anyways, I what was something that kind of got your start into voice acting, if you don't mind sharing the story?
That's a very good question because it's a lot of different things I think that sort of contributed into me starting voice acting. Um, I like many others, watched a lot of animation and listened to a lot of voice actors growing up. I feel like it's sort of a universal story, really. Like everyone that's doing it now or has just started in the last 4 to 5 years, they grew up listening to other voice actors. So when I was in elementary school, I think it was a big time for pop culture, the rise of the internet and the iPhone and everything. And like the modern day celebrity was really starting to be a thing. Um, and I just wasn't plugged into that. I was plugged into the work and the lives of the people that voiced in video games and animation and things like that. And I aspired to be that more than I aspired to be anything, I guess, that's sort of more in the mainstream. But voiceover is not niche anymore. It's a very viable career and source of income, and honestly, it's something that everyone kind of wants to do now. Um, I grew up watching a lot of Pokemon. I watched a lot of different kinds of animes and cartoons, the Magic School Bus, a lot of stuff like that. And then in high school, I watched a lot of anime, played a lot of video games. Very, very similar story to a lot of people that I know. After I graduated high school, I went to school for screenwriting. And one of the reasons I think that I decided to fully shift into voice acting was because we would do a lot of table reads for our scripts in film school, and I would always try to do the best characterization that I could because there were so many great stories and characters popping up from all of my classmates, and I really wanted to do them justice, especially because around that time was, well, we were the first class really to be put under the COVID lockdown restrictions. So I was in film school in person for 2 months, and then the entire rest of my program was online. So I feel like 2020 pandemic time is when a lot of people also started to get into voice acting. So I don't feel very unique in that sense, but it sort of went from there. I started doing my own projects. I started auditioning for things on Casting Call Club. Um, yeah, and it's just been building that portfolio and repertoire ever since.
Nice. So, what would you say are some of your favorite moments so far, just from your career, or just even some of the accomplishments for 2025 thus far?
That's easy. I think it's meeting my friends at VO Atlanta, and I just think that's an experience that it's gonna stick with me for forever. Um, I felt alone for a large part of this path that I've been taking. I have been feeling alone because it's a very isolating job. It's literally making voices in a closet in your house, and the people around you don't always understand it. I'm very lucky to have, supportive friends and family around me, but it's a job that's very difficult to explain or have somebody else really validate it as something beyond a hobby. So when you find your people and you find other voice actors that is with common interests, that is like you realize that you aren't the weirdo, right? You realize that you are valid. And yeah, so that's has to be my favorite moment. Is going to VO Atlanta, meeting my friends there, and yeah, meeting the voice actors around my community and getting to work with them as well. It's been great.
Yeah, it's just always great whenever you get to just meet a lot of the friends that you see online and then getting to meet them IRL.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't done that much. I haven't really met a lot of the voice actors that are like typically like on Twitter all that much. But I did meet my friend Jason at VO Atlanta, and he had cast me in his project Milkfish a few months prior to that. So yeah, we're really good friends now, thanks to that experience in person.
Yeah, nice. Oh my gosh, I don't know why it's not letting me unmute my mic, but um, yeah, and then also with you too. I mean, like, because after getting that experience, would you say that it was sort of like an eye opener of just learning more about the craft and about the VO business?
Yeah, I think one of the things that I really learned is that it's not like you reach a certain point and then you have all of the knowledge that you need for this career. It's a career of constant learning. That's what was impressed upon me for the most part. Sorry, at VO Atlanta especially, just knowing that there is always more to learn. Um, but there's a bit of a piece in that too, because it's just like you don't have to rush to get to a certain place. You will get to the place that you need to be when the time calls for it. Um, so yeah, I could do voice acting my whole life if I want to, or I could stop in 4 or 5 years if it's not calling to me anymore. And that's, I think, what is so great about it. And that's what was really impressed upon me there.
for sure. And yeah, and after getting to do all of this stuff, would you say that it is also something that you know for sure that this is kind of like the career path that you wanted to pursue in like the next 5, 10-ish years or so?
Yeah, I see myself doing this for a very long time. Um, I really have no plans to stop. I think that a lot of people that started trying it during the pandemic, uh, I think it's been long enough that the people that aren't serious about it as a career have sort of like weeded out, or they continue very infrequently as hobbyists. But I don't know. I've had ups and downs in terms of having the time for it, but I'm not leaving it anytime soon. I think there's lots of other avenues that are really cool to pursue in voiceover as well. I really enjoy casting. I enjoy voice directing. Um, all of those sorts of things. I enjoy being assistants to other people, other voice actors, uh, doing marketing for them. I like going on Canva and like making like role announcement posts and stuff like that. So there's lots of things that you can do besides just constant auditioning. It doesn't always have to be like the same, you know, sending auditions out into the void. There's lots of variety of things that I like to do that are voiceover adjacent as well. So it's yeah, uh, I would say that I'm going to be doing this for a really long time.
Yeah, and what is something that you kind of love so much about voiceover?
It's a really corny answer, but it's the people. It really is the people. It's the friends that you make. It's the connections you make. It's the network that you build. And not only who you know, but who knows you. And getting to share stories in person of whatever project you recorded on with other people that will have their own stories. It's just, for me, that is so fulfilling because what that does is it makes the younger version of me that really looked up to these voice actors when I was like in elementary school or whatever, looking up to like Gray Delisle and like Charles Martinet, etc. It validates that I have gotten to a point where, oh my gosh, I understand how this works. I am following in their footsteps essentially, and I'm getting to talk with other people that are professionals at this. So it's that'll always be my favorite part because everyone in VO is just so wonderful. I haven't had any bad experiences with anyone working in this field yet. So, yeah.
Always the yet.
Yeah, I mean, there's no no industry is perfect, but I'm really enjoying where I'm at right now.
Yeah. So if I'm not mistaken, you're because I like to do my homework, you're based in Canada, yes?
Yeah, West Coast, Vancouver.
Oh, nice. How would you say that the whole like atmosphere is like? Because I'm here in SoCal, so I'm just always like I just like getting to know just the different regions and people and stuff.
So imagine SoCal if it always rained and it didn't get as hot as it is right now until like late July, early August. And then the entire rest of the year is just rain and gray and downpour. Vancouver's a lot smaller. It's a lot um I wouldn't say it's like, oh, it's so much colder, but it really is just like moderate temperatures year round. I'm very lucky to be where I am in Canada because there's lots of areas that are very remote and have very little entertainment uh, hubs at all. The main hubs up here are Vancouver and Toronto, and so Vancouver is just kind of like a little mini LA for Canadians. Anyone that wants to be an actor lives where I live. So
Yeah. And what would you say was kind of that one moment that made you realize, oh, okay, this is something that I'm just really grateful to just be doing this every single day, if you'd like to share it with us.
Yeah. Um, Honestly, sometimes it's hard to find that gratitude because there's lots of throwing stuff out there and, never hearing back. And there's lots of screaming into the void and never hearing back. But the times you do hear back, the times that you get to meet people that will be there for you to give you feedback, and will be there for you to relate to your struggles. That's what makes me feel grateful to be in the industry that I am. Um, and yeah, like that means more to me than any specific one role announcement. For example, when I was cast in Milkfish as Ezra, I was grateful on a surface level for the time that I was cast. Like I booked it and I was just like, oh my God, this is great. But then I made like genuine friendships out of that, and I'm always going to be grateful for that. Longer than however long I'm going to be recording Ezra, right? So yeah.
Yeah, right on, brother. So, I guess to close this out, what would be the best piece of advice that you want to like give to those out there that want to do this or just anything in general?
Um, I don't really like giving out advice because I don't always feel qualified to give advice. But I will say, just remembering the good moments, remembering the times that you did succeed, over the times that you failed, is going to always it will always brighten the path forward. Whenever you are at the lowest of the low, that is when you receive the call. That is when you get the call and the congratulations. You have booked this role. It's always when you get to your lowest that the pendulum swings and you come back around. So trust. If I were to give myself advice, my younger self, the one that was starting this in 2020, I would say trust that it will always come back around and there will always be work and there will be always opportunities. I have to remind myself all the time.
Yeah, pretty dope. If you'd like to share like self promo or plug some stuff like socials, anything that the audience would like to listen to more of your work in.
Yeah, for sure. So the best way to listen to all of my stuff is by visiting my website, moisover.com. So my name's Aaron Moy, voiceover, Moy, Moisover. That's where that came from. So that's my handle on all social media as well. I'm mostly on X still, unfortunately, and Instagram. So yeah, follow me there at Moisover. My TikTok account is really dead at the moment. I'm gonna try to revive it again. But yeah, give me a follow, listen to my stuff, and yeah, maybe we'll work together soon.
Yep, right on. And for the outro, I usually have the guest be like, "Hi, my name is Aaron Moy. You've heard me at this, and this is Station Square Podcast with Robert Jackson."
Oh, okay, for sure. Can you run me through the name one more time?
Oh, Station Square.
Station Square. Okay. Hi, I'm Aaron Moy, and this has been the Station Square Podcast. Is
Yeah,
that good?
perfect. Yeah, and where can we hear you in and projects and whatnot?
Yeah, for sure. So, currently I'm Ezra in Milkfish, which is an audio drama you can stream on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I'm in a number of visual novels and indie games, I'm several voices in Journey Renewed Fate Fantasy, which you can download on the App Store or Google Play. And yeah, my full all of the roles that I've done are on my website. So if you want to visit that, it's moyceover.com. moyceover.com.
All right, perfect. And do you have any goodbyes or farewells? Anything?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me.
Yep, anytime. Yep,
Yeah.
anytime, brother.
Yeah, thanks so much, everyone. Bye.
Yep, and with that said, thank you so much for tuning into the show and stick around next time on Station Square with me and Aaron or whoever I have on my podcast. Take care, God bless, and have a good day. Peace.